Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is I, DG Driver, back again with yet another Flight Simulator X Steam Edition stream. And for some reason, for a moment I thought that my audio wasn't working. Sorry for any scare or weird audio. But hopefully the audio will not be a factor in tonight's flight. We flew in last time into Memphis, and tonight we're going to be flying out of Memphis to Denver, and I think I'm going to go absolutely, utterly bonkers and do this thing VATSIM style. I guess it depends. I guess it really depends on whether or not we're going to get there in time, because I was planning on leaving about a half an hour ago to get to Denver, and it's going to be about a 2-hour flight, give or take 15-20 minutes for the speed that I can build on this puppy. Right now in Denver, they're looking at landing on the 16s and 17 right, and they have multiple RNAV approaches in use. Hopefully they will approve my approach. The flight plan is posted in the title of the stream, so you'll actually be able to fly along if you want to. I am not going to be on FS Cloud tonight. I'm going to try to see if I can do this on VATSIM. Like I said, I have no guarantee that I'll get there in time. They may be done with the whole mini event they're having by the time everything shuts down, but it looks like Denver is online, like Denver approach is online, Pueblo, Colorado is online, Colorado Springs approach is online. All these are approaches, and they even have Aspen approach online, along with obviously Colorado Springs, Pueblo, Denver International, Eagle County, and Aspen. I did not find an official flight plan or a published plan direct from Memphis to Eagle County, so we're going to go Memphis to Denver in a 787, no less, from TDS, or Tanker Developer Studio. I like to fly American Airlines, and as you can tell, we are here. We're getting ready to go, and we're sitting at, believe it or not, the FedEx side of Memphis, because I don't think there are any extremely heavy gates out of Memphis International, or I picked the wrong one. But that's okay. And back in the one and only bundled 737 cockpit for this plane, I really do wish there was a freeware 787 virtual cockpit that I could use for this thing. But with that being the case, I am not worried about it right now. I am going to go ahead and I think get set. Let me double check what my flight plan is actually going to be for this flight. And let's see. Let me actually open up, see if I can actually open up a window to my Charts Cloud account. So, okay, we've got Memphis to Denver already set. We're going to be flying, I think, into air traffic controlled airspace out of Memphis. So Memphis is basically Unicom for me. And we're going to be flying to a few waypoints, to Cheeto, and then Mudho, and then the rest of the waypoints on what I believe is the ZUMIT4 departure. And I'm going to try to fly at flight level 400 today. I am essentially going to be flooring the throttles, just burying it deep into the 500 knot cruise speed at altitude, which is usually about 90-95% of the way up to max cruise, or max speed anyway. So that is how I roll. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and make sure we get ourselves started. Because my sim is weird like that, it likes to set the trims way out of control, at least most of the time. So we've got trims back to normal, and we will go ahead and set flaps for departure. 5 degrees flaps should do. It usually gives us enough, flexibility to go like full power. And since I don't know much about weights or balancing or rating or derating, I'm just going to do my thing as if I had a full plane, full power. We are, as you can tell, out here taking on stuff, and even default luggage loading is getting involved at this point. So let's go ahead and continue. I am going to go ahead and make sure we're set here. I'll set immediately for flight level 400 straight from here and just follow the flight plan out, and we will climb at 2,800 feet per minute to start. And because there's no ATC at Memphis, and because we're literally up the way from 18 Center, we're going to take 18 Center, so I will just set up 180 on the heading for now. We are set for GPS, I believe. Auto throttle's already on, flight director's already on. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and plug in 111.1 for the ILS for 16 left at Denver, just to have it available. So let's see, 111.1, and we'll be able to flip to these when we get ready to go. So that's it. That's all we have. Let's make sure we are set. Pitot 8's turned on. I'm not worried about any ice right at this specific instant. And Pitot 8, I think we're going to be good for now. So let's continue with the process. I am sitting pretty on the tarmac, about to make sure that all my passengers and crew are loaded. And let's go ahead and switch gears. Switch gears to my workflow. My dashboard here. I got 2 viewers already. Thank you for coming along, guys. We're going to be getting out of here pretty shortly. Now, let's go ahead and get the cabin lights on and logo light turned on, because I'm funny like that. And we've got the buses and we've got stairs set, so we are taking on passengers right now. Cargo is being loaded. We've got wheel chocks in place, and I think we've got some other stuff being loaded as well. We've got ground power units connected, and catering truck. I think we're done with the catering truck, so we're going to go ahead and dismiss that. And we will make sure that we take in luggage. So let's go ahead and make sure that happens. And that's the thing. Okay, so luggage is already loaded. I see. Haha. Alright, silly me. Okay. So luggage is already loaded, so we'll go ahead and dismiss the cargo vehicles and the loaders. And we will go ahead and start closing. We've got parking brakes on, so we can remove the chocks. And we will tow back the good old-fashioned way. Tonight we're not going to bother with GSX. We're just going to be getting ready to go pretty much straight out of the gate. So we'll leave ground power until the last moment, and we will go ahead and dismiss the stairs, dismiss the buses, and start closing up shop. Okay, so the exit doors are closing, and we're going to go ahead and finish out here. So, wing lights on. Any wing lights on? Not exactly sure, but whatever. Turn the cabin lights off. Ground power is still connected. And let's finish up the rest of what we normally do. Anti collision lights on, position light on, logos on, engine set to flight. We will disconnect ground power and get the GPU turned on. Sorry, the APU turned on. APU gen, turn APU on. GPU lines are cut, ground power is disconnected. So, ground power is disconnected, cargo's in, doors are closed, bus is dismissed, passengers are in and seated. Let's go ahead and finish the rest of this. So, nav lights on, taxi lights on, landing lights not on, not yet. And with that, we can get rid of the utility window, and we can basically get ready to go. So, like I said, we're flying this VATSIM tonight, and so far it looks like the only area that I'm going to go into, I think, is going to be Denver. I may skirt Fort Worth Center airspace, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm basically going to find out, I guess, as I go. So let's go ahead and minimize that for now. And fire up my V-Pilot, get myself ready. It takes a little while sometimes. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's connect and file plan. So let's see. There we go. 787-800 Dreamliner. Got that connected. And let's go ahead and switch to Unicom. 22.80. And take a quick peek while we're at it. Do I see anybody at Memphis? I don't think so. No. No. Nobody down here, at least not yet. Okay, so we're good. Let's see our flap set for takeoff. We should have flap set for takeoff. We do. Okay, so we should be set at this point. We've got climb set, altitude set, heading set, airspeed is set below 10,000 feet, and I don't think there's much else to do but to get out of here. Of course, to file a flight plan, of course, so let's do that. So, Memphis to Denver is 241 Zulu. Let's set the clock for 0245 Zulu. Plan on 2 hours of flight time, hopefully a little bit less. And say we'll have 3.5 hours worth of fuel. Obviously, we'll have way more, but that'll be maybe a buffer to hopefully divert to Eagle County if need be. And cruise speed is going to be upwards of 600 knots true airspeed, maybe a little bit more at flight level 400. So we're going to be up in the air like a what? And I think the easiest way to do this is to just copy the published flight route, which was set for GoJet 4517 earlier today. They flew Memphis to Denver, and let's go ahead and pop this in. So Memphis to Denver via the ZUMIT4 departure, direct Zulu Charlie, the J182 airway, India Charlie Tango, then the J28 jetway, then Golf Charlie Kilo to the JAGGR3 arrival. And I'm going to pick runway 16 left to land, gate A35. So here we go. Save a flight plan for future. I don't think I've ever flown Memphis to Denver. File the flight plan and get out of here. And since we're tuned in already, let's go ahead and get ourselves set. So, go ahead and announce it. KMEM-Memphis. Memphis traffic. Double checking my departure airport chart for Memphis. Memphis is literally going to be Charlie to Charlie 8, getting out of that FedEx area. Charlie 8 is literally the beginning of 18 Center. So that takes care of not. Set up the flight computer to show me what my waypoints are going to look like. We're going to be turning pretty quickly onto Cheeto and Mudho. So let me take a quick peek and see if I can find them at all. It will save me some work. Okay, so Cheeto and Mudho obviously are not there at all. That's okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, Memphis traffic. American 856 Heavy. IFR to Denver. Taxi 18 Center via Charlie. Alright, so we're pretty much set. I think we're pretty much ready to go at this point. We've got everything set. We just have to feed in some fuel and get those engines started up. So we'll start engine 2 while we do a pushback. N1 is rising. Engine 2 is definitely fired up. Engine 1 is starting. Alright, engine 1 is fired. Okay, so engines are set. Alright. Let's do ourselves a favor and get out of here. Alright, so we should be good. Let's taxi straight down Charlie. Almost looks a little weird taxiing straight out of FedEx Cargo Land to fly a passenger plane to Denver, but that's how we're rolling today. Thanks again for coming alongside, guys, and coming on board. We are looking at roughly a 2-hour flight unless we've got excess winds aloft that will hopefully not extend our flight too much. I would definitely like to get in to Denver before too long this evening. So, okay, didn't see anybody coming. We're clear to cross. And literally the taxiway for our exit is less than like 1,000, like less than 500 yards up. And let's see, that should be Charlie 8. Yep, that's right. Alright, so let's go ahead. Tapping the brakes here as we taxi out. So lay that line nice across that middle point. And we are more or less taxiing to a stop. Okay, so landing lights on. Again, double check before we get out of here that we're not in anybody's way. And of course, I need to do due diligence here and fire up my weather engine, because weather. So, don't mind me, guys, give me just a few moments. Okay, so Memphis to Denver, connect, close the other window. Weather will render very shortly, and then we'll be able to set the altimeters for departure. I want to do due diligence here. Alright, so weather. Altimeter is going to be 3028. So we should be good at this point. And there we go. Weather's just loaded. Okay, let's set it. 3028 for departure. The flaps are set. Passengers are in the back, ready to go. Everything's loaded. Flaps are configured for takeoff. Autopilot's set to go once we take off into the air. And all we gotta do is just let people know we're getting out of here. So, Memphis traffic, American 856 heavy, clear for takeoff. 18 center. Alright, so let's roll. Doesn't matter that this is not a steady level airplane. Doesn't matter that I don't even have an FMC on this thing that takes real world nav aids. The sounds from this thing are amazing and wonderful. And again, hopefully I'll be able to make some good time with this flight tonight and actually catch some ATC before we hit the hay. But take what we can get. Okay, one final check on trim. Trim should be good. Let's go ahead and do engine check. Stable enough for me, and toga. Airspeed's alive. Knots checked. Okay, we're going for it. B1, and let's go ahead and rotate. Nice, gentle rotation. And we are airborne. Positive rate of climb, gears going upstairs. Beautiful, beautiful climb out. And autopilot's going on. Altitude set for heading right now. Actually, let's go ahead and double check ourselves. Get the flaps put away, and I'm going to immediately turn right to 270 and probably do a sweeping turn direct past Cheeto to Muddo. As we get out of here and sweeping, amazing motion. Coming into some clouds already, as I can see. And actually, we timed the turn rather nicely. Okay, we've got some pretty high nose-up attitude, but I think the engines are coming back on, so I think we're going to be okay. Okay, so we are on our way out, and we're flying the... what departure is this again? Keep forgetting it. The ZUMIT4 departure out of Memphis. And we're going to go ahead and turn to 904 now. Today, not messing with our departure course, which is fantastic. I like a no-nonsense exit out of town. And this track should probably take us all the way out to what I would call Steve, ST with 3 V's at the end. Still climbing. Yep, Memphis is back there, Memphis International anyway. And we are on our way out of town. We'll catch up on some of the stuff that I've been doing and things I've been working on once we get up to altitude. And speaking of which, we're already past 10,000 feet. So let's go ahead and turn off those external lights and open up the motors to a minimum of 380 for now, as N1 really kicks in for both engines. See you later, Memphis. See you later. Great job getting out of Dodge. And again, for everybody tuning in tonight, thanks for stopping by. We are on our way out of Memphis to Denver, and hopefully we'll catch some ATC from Denver on the way into Denver International. We have planned to land runway 16 left and go to gate Alpha 35, which is the first heavy gate that I saw while I was there, but we'll take what we can get. And with a 2,800 foot per minute climb, we are still gaining both altitude and airspeed. Actually, it's 2,900 feet per minute, and we're still doing a pretty good job getting out of town. Given how quickly this thing will get up to altitude, once we get to flight level 180, we'll go ahead and let folks relax. And I don't know about anybody else, but I had a good pushy day at work today. First day at work back after being sick for a little while, and I did okay. Okay, so we've reached our speed. We're gonna get up to 18,000 or flight level 180. Right about there we go. We've crossed over and automatically reset to standard pressure. Let's go ahead and reduce the climb to 2,000 feet per minute. And open this puppy up to 440, I think. There we go. Should have no problem getting up to cruise. Theoretically, I should actually be able to take this all the way up to 460 knots before flirting with any overspeed possibility. And since we're getting up to that point, let's cut the climb to 1,800 feet per minute. And let's wait for the engines to cool down a little bit before we have the seatbelt signs turned off. Okay, so here we go. We're at altitude. Let's go ahead and check.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, indicating that it is safe to move about the cabin. For your own safety, though, we request that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you're in your seat during this short flight. We'll start our in-flight beverage service shortly.
Okay, so I've got my own brand of in-flight entertainment this evening. I am also catching a fellow Simmers stream, and it looks like they're flying to St. Martin. I am on my way to Denver, seated alongside the beautiful Mrs. DigiDriver, who said hello, and we are on our way to Denver from Memphis. The flight plan, once again, is featured on stream, or on the title of the stream, and literally for your review, it is the ZUMIT4 departure to Romeo Zulu Charlie, the J182 airway, India Charlie Tango to the J28 airway, then the Golf Charlie Kilo VOR to the JAGGR3 arrival. And we are, how far along are we? We're pretty much right on. Busted through a couple waypoints though, that's okay, we'll just get corrected. We'll go direct Foxham. From Foxham, we will go to, there we go, to Fayetteville or to Razorback, and then to Cody. And then from there we'll go to Wichita, which is India Charlie Tango. And then from there we'll go to Garden City. So we got a fairly good number of long distance VORs to get to before we get close. Okay, so we're already clipping along pretty well, and we are getting way up into the numbers. I'm going to go ahead and open up the engines the rest of the way to 500. Hopefully we're not going to have much of a problem getting out of here. Very first officer with me as well, my beautiful cat, my brown tabby, and we are still climbing. Let's go ahead and turn to heading 290 for now, and course correct is needed. Okay, and pretty much once I start getting past flight level 270 or 250, I start significantly reducing my climb rate. We are well, and I mean well underway, and we've still got a long way to go before we get there. Okay, so we're almost. Just need to get back on the mark. I think 300 should get us back on course. Okay, now winds are unfortunately out of the west-northwest, so unfortunately we're going to be dealing with what appears to be quite the bit of a headwind tonight. I'm not liking what I see right now, because that means I'm going to be taking longer to get to Denver than I planned. I mean, we're good for the fuel. It's not going to be a problem. It's just the winds that we're going to encounter. I just don't like. But we'll take this a step at a time. We are already back on course, and let's go ahead and set so that we are chill. Let's see, heading 295 should be A-okay. Alright. So, almost at flight level 300, and then I'm going to go ahead and reduce the climb rate to absolute minimums. My cruise speed, autopilot setting to 510 knots, and pitch down for speed. And let's set heading to 290 for now. Okay, so we chill, climbing. Not really doing a whole bunch right now. And making gains. The next waypoint we're going to hit is literally Razorback in Fayetteville, and that's probably a good couple of hundred nautical miles away, at least 150. Let's take a look outside, see how things are. Pretty good. Doing absolutely stellar at altitude. We're already at flight level 313. In a makeshift 737 virtual cockpit in the 787, but that's okay. We are enjoying the Tenku Developer Studio Boeing 787-900 Dreamliner series in the American Airlines livery on tonight's flight from Memphis to Denver. And again, let me double check, but I don't think that we are going to be crossing Fort Worth airspace, or if we are, I'm sure we'll get buzzed in. So, what else am I missing right now? Well, let's see, not much. let's go ahead and check what Denver weather's like right now. There's got to be a reason why they're landing people on the 16s. Weather in Denver is variable at 4 knots for winds. Visibility 10 statute miles, and conditions are clear. Temperature 32, dew point 0.01. Altimeter 3010. But the JAGGR3 arrival, it takes a while to get down. And it's good because we're really high up. But that's okay. Again, guys, thanks so much for coming alongside. My name is DigiDriver, and we are in the midst of a flight from Memphis to Denver. We flew out of Memphis International, Kilo Mike, Echo Mike, and we are flying to Denver International, Kilo Delta, Echo November. So, let's see how far along we are on the moving map. Really stiff. So our ground speed as a result is hurting. Like I said, hopefully it won't take very long to get there at all. Or maybe even, conditions will improve. I don't know. But yeah, if I continue my present course and I don't dip into Fort Worth Center airspace at all, I should see no problem. I should see no reason why they buzz me on at all. I'm not going to be coming decidedly close to the airspace. It's just going to be Memphis Center, Kansas City Center, and then Denver Center. That's where I am. We're already a little bit less than halfway to Razorback. So, that's where we are right now. We are almost 45 minutes into the stream. Didn't spend that much time getting out of town when we got ready to go. I guess you could say we commandeered some FedEx airspace to load the heavy airliner. And as a consolation of making everybody get on the bus to board, we're giving first class to everybody on the plane. When was the last time you got first class, either by buying it or by having it be given to you? Like if you were boarding at the folks at the gate said, "Oh, by the way, you've been upgraded to first class." I remember this was a very, very, very long time ago. This was back when I was, more than a few jobs ago. I wound up traveling with family, and this was when we were doing flights that had connections in Chicago. I was flying United. And I think I flew United either from Philly to Chicago or from Allentown to Chicago. And then basically we flew in a 757 from Chicago to Orlando. And I can still remember when we got to the gate, and we checked in. They told the person that really kind of arranged the whole thing that all of us got bumped up to first class. So we flew from Chicago to Orlando first class, and that's probably the only opportunity I've had since then to really experience it, or to enjoy that experience. like, got the food, got the drinks, got the comfort. I would like to travel first class again. It's just that I don't have the funds to be able to afford a first class ticket, and I think it was worth it for, say, stuff like for legroom and maybe even for the food. But I also don't want to go into hock, just to fly on a plane. So I'd like to have a better experience, or what can I say? Not a better experience, but I'd like to be, as they say, more cost effective in the way that I travel. And it could just be that I don't like the idea of first class that much. I'm pretty sure I do. It's just that I don't have the money for it right now. But let me think. One day I'd like to actually fly planes myself. In which case I'd have, pretty much the best seat in the house. So that would not be a problem. So with that said, I'm not too particularly extremely concerned. Enjoying the high altitude cruise. We are on our way to flight level 350, and we are pretty much living on the edge of what we can do for airspeed. But enjoying a late night flight on the stream, flying Memphis to Denver on VATSIM, flying through, I think we're still flying through Memphis airspace on the way to Kansas City airspace, and I don't think there are controllers in either area at the moment. I could be wrong. And hopefully the event that's going on in Denver right now, whatever it is, will still have people controlling it by the time we cross over. Otherwise, it's going to be a quiet arrival, quiet landing. If that's the case, if Denver shuts down before we land, then that'll be a bummer. I thought there might be a possibility that I might even open up FS Cloud, but I'm already on VATSIM, so if I'm going to do anything, it's probably either going to be to stay on VATSIM, even if Denver Center goes offline, or just to jump ship straight to FS Cloud and fly with you guys if anybody else isn't on the network right now. But like I said, stuff's fairly quiet. The view outside is looking nice and nice and cool. No, maybe, I don't know. I don't know where you guys are, but I'm looking forward to snow this weekend. There's supposed to be a lot of it coming our way, and there's going to be a good chunk of stuff hitting the ground. Probably, I don't know, whether you live in like New York, Vermont, Connecticut, Jersey, Delaware. I don't know what the actual radar map says. My wife is like way more keeping up on the snow amounts and totals these days, and I already know that there's going to be snow on Thursday night in my area, and I think Friday night into Saturday, and then Saturday into Sunday. I had planned to visit family, but those plans quickly fell by the wayside when I realized the snow is coming and it is not waiting for anybody. So let's take a quick peek out the window and see what we see. nice out there. Nice and cold, I think. So we're doing pretty good, sticking to the flight plan, got pretty constant wind coming at us, so we're going to be fighting the tide the whole way up. Hope you guys are having a good night, I hope you guys are having a good week so far, and that things are enjoyable for you. We are almost to flight level 400, and let's take a look at the speedo. We're pretty much where we want to be in terms of pushing the absolute limit of what we can do in terms of airspeed. Although, my apologies in advance if any actual American Airlines pilots are watching this live or in the replay. I'm pretty sure you guys get told probably not to push, you know, actual VMO and just get to a comfortable cruise speed, a good max cruise speed. I'm assuming that you probably cruise around like 530 some odd miles an hour, you know, like not taking into account things like, you know, headwinds and whatnot, but I am trying to see if I can actually get a quick flight in tonight, so I am throwing a little bit of caution to the wind with regards to airspeed. And my engines still aren't red, although theoretically they really should be a much better percentage than they are right now. I think of it this way, I think I'm speeding right now and my fuel's going to pay for it, but again, if this thing's loaded for bear, I can probably extend and go past Denver straight to Seattle if I wanted to, and not even put up a major dent in the fuel this thing has. Matter of fact, I almost wonder, I took off from Memphis, I wonder if FedEx does flights from Memphis to Anchorage, or from Anchorage to Memphis. It could be the case. Taking a peek out the window, we definitely see some scenery, just Orbex FTX North America, if you can see past the reflections. And it is blurry, naturally. We're pretty high, and I'm not expecting a very strong zoom level, although I could probably look at a piece of texture long enough and it'll refine itself for me. Speaking of which, what is our outside temperature like? Where's that show? Oh, yeah. I think we may want to activate some anti-icing, just in case. And again, I am a complete noob here still, after playing Flight Simulator X Team Edition for a few years. Don't know if these are going to do anything. I don't think this one even actually works, it's just the decoration. But I am going to go ahead and turn engine anti-ice on, just in case we need it. I think it's something of a futile shot, though. I don't think that we're going to need it unless we're actively flying into and out of precipitation or clouds. But it's 19 below out there, so I'm not going to take any chances right now. So if you guys are watching or tuning in, thanks again for coming along with us. My name is DigiDriver, alongside This is DigiDriver, and we are flying from Memphis to Denver. The flight plan is literally listed in the title of the video of the live stream, in case you guys want to try flying this route one day, or coming in at some point along the route and spawning up and flying alongside. Although I am on the VATSIM network right now, so you can probably follow along on FS Cloud. And if I get to Denver and there's nobody on Denver because the event that was going on, wrapped up ahead of me, then I'm tempted to switch over to FS Cloud, provided that the system does not crash on me. I'd prefer not to crash. I would so prefer not to crash right now. But sheesh, let's see, how long have you been streaming for? Almost an hour at this point. I would imagine the cabin's getting its selection of in-flight snacks. And I'm keeping myself entertained, making sure that we stay on course here. As you can see, I do not use a steady level aircraft right now because those cost a lot of money. I don't have prepared, although theoretically speaking, because I am somebody that wants to educate myself or use it for an educational purpose, I could probably pick up prepared 4.4, and it would be like the bleeding edge of what my system might be able to do with like low or medium detail settings. But I've already purchased X-Plane 11, and I am interested in seeing what I can do with it. I'm interested in potentially building a better flight simulation rig, which my wife and I have talked about, and she wants to build a rig for herself so she can drive cars. So that would be actually pretty interesting. We are coming up on Razorback right now. Let me see if I can go direct to Cody by any means. Okay, so Cody is what, 2 O's? Yes, it is. And yes, I can go direct, so I will. Thank you very much. And we're going to go ahead and switch over to GPS and stop thinking about lining myself up with a proper heading for a little while. That's actually pretty neat. Of course, probably some of you are chuckling right now as you see this because, again, like I said, my 787 does not have a steady level FMC that will let me do things like create flight plans that are based on published data and real-world nav aids. So whenever I do flights on networks like VATSIM, I basically do, a lot of the extra work required to fly flight plans, get ready for landing, and fly ILS approaches, things like that. So it's almost like I'm pumping way more iron than I need to, but I guess a part of me likes that very much because it means that, there's that extra air of challenge that makes it very interesting. So after Cody, we're going to go direct to Wichita. And then from Wichita, we're going to, I believe, go to Garden City. And that's going to kick off that's going to be the last waypoint before the JAGGR3 arrival. So, literally, Garden City is going to be like the last thing we get to before we cross over into Denver airspace. Before then, we probably have another good 300 nautical miles to go, which makes me glad that I have basically maxed out the motors. because we're going to be, I think, extending a little bit more time than I wanted to get down there. Once upon a time, though, I was trying something called Fast FMC, which was another way to get flight management built into any airplane you had, whether it was regular or not. One problem is I think Fast FMC was configured for passenger aircraft, and specifically, like, it's really meant to work with, I think, Airbus aircraft. So you're not going to have the kind of, or at least my guess is you're not going to have the kind of ease of use once you start getting into extremely specialized airplanes. I tried it a few times, and it actually did work successfully for me for a few planes, and I think a few business jets as well. The problem is that some of the controls got a little wonky, and also one of the problems is that you get this. It changes the way that your keyboard. I think it changes the way your keyboard buttons work, like, you know, certain options, of course, or you aren't able to activate certain autopilot functions except by using the FMC system or Fast FMC as a whole, because it also takes over managing some of your other basic functions as well. But you get a cool autopilot voice. And my wife was just pointing out that one of my other cats is sitting at our floor. Looks like she's posing for the camera, which is pretty cool. Just like one of my old cats used to, which is fantastic. Hey guys, thanks so much for coming alongside tonight. Really appreciate the support and appreciate you guys being here. I am flying from Memphis to Denver on the VATSIM network, and I am about 40 nautical miles out from Cody. And enjoying some time with my wife, taking a look at some pictures of her cats. One of her cats does something which is a little weird. She will sit and she will put her front paws over the edge of the stairs, so her rear legs are sitting and her front legs are like just extended. I don't know if this is a thing with gray cats in general, or if it's just the two that we've had so far. But whatever the case may be, it's funny, it's cute, it's hilarious. So we roll with it, we enjoy it. I don't know if you guys have any pets, but we have some, and we live around folks that have plenty of pets as well. They are amazing creatures, I'll tell you that much right now. Just taking a look at some pictures that my wife took of the cats. Okay, so let's see where we are right now. We're almost to Cody, and then we're going to go direct to Wichita. And we are most definitely established at flight level 400. Okay, so we are well on our way here. And Cody's almost there. So once we get to 4 nautical miles off from Cody, I will punch in Wichita and turn direct Wichita. It's not going to take that long. So, I'm pretty sure that ain't it. There we go, Wichita, and execute. I like looking at this thing turn, it's pretty cool. Wing contrails. And it looks like we're starting to get up into the snowy. As we wait for the textures to load. Okay, so we've got a little bit to go before we get to Wichita, and then from Wichita we're going to go to Garden City. Garden City is then going to set me up for the KISS waypoint on the JAGGR3 arrival, and then basically before we get to that waypoint we are going to hit Denver airspace. So we got a little bit to go before we get to that point. Hopefully we won't have too long before we land. So how are we? Yep, pretty much hovering around 505, 510 knots, and we are at flight level 400. Engines punchy right now. And flying to Wichita. Not that much to see at flight level 400, but that's okay because we're making good time. We're about an hour and 10 minutes into the stream, folks. Let's take a look. Yep, I'm starting to see more and more snow. Won't be long before we actually get to that point. Right, so this is a 787, but the virtual cockpit is from a 737, unfortunately. I mean, it does give you, a bit more skylight, but it would have been great great to have gotten a freeware 787 with a 3D virtual cockpit. I guess this is probably going to be a good enough reason for me to buy either a quality wings or different paper manufacturer edition of a 787 aircraft. I don't know if you guys know of anything that's going to be a good alternative. I like the idea of flying 787s. I've enjoyed them ever since I actually started doing the last year's 25 days of American Airlines. I didn't fly every day over the December, month, but I definitely enjoyed the times that I actually flew this thing. It was appreciable. But here we are. We are already past 100 nautical miles away from Wichita, and then from Wichita we're going to go to Garden City. Let me check. Let me check and see whether or not 10%er is still online. Last time I checked, they still are. Okay, and it looks like there's gonna be somebody I'm gonna pass above. Let's take a look outside, see if I can see them. Can't tell. I don't think I'm going to see anybody. Or they're going to fly by really quickly. It's either off my left wing or off my right wing, but I know they're at like flight level 240 or 230. And I'm at flight level 400, so they're definitely going to be below me. But that's okay. It's pretty quiet, pretty chill. Up at flight level 400, we are on our way to Wichita and then to Garden City to prepare for the JAGGR3 arrival to Denver on tonight's flight. The flight plan is on the stream title in case you ever wanted to fly it in the future or want to pick a airport to jump into at some point along the way and fly along with us. Although I am not on FS Cloud, at least not yet. I am waiting to see whether or not we we're going to see if we have control by the time we get there. Okay, so looks like they're still good. I could be wrong, but I think they're still good. Thanks again for tuning into the stream and watching and coming alongside. We are on our way to Wichita, the Wichita VOR at least, and we are on our way to Denver via the push flight from, I think, what was it? Go flight number 4517. So, let's see, do I see anybody yet? I'm supposed to be crossing over someone's flight path. They're going to be way below me anyway, so it's not going to be a factor. I can't tell. What I can tell is the textures load slow. rest of this flight is going to take a little bit over an hour, which is most likely going to put me at about maybe 2 hours 15, 2 hours 20 minutes for total flight time tonight. I was hoping for less, but unfortunately, that ain't the way things roll. I mean, is it typical that westbound flights are going to hit more headwinds than eastbound flights? I don't know. This much I know. I know that one of my two cats is very, very interested by the gel pens, the glitter gel pens that my wife uses to draw. Noises, I guess, get her attention. But we are almost at Wichita. A little bit over 50 nautical miles before we get there, and then direct Garden City, and then inbound for the approach. Could I at this point officially say that I am halfway there? I think I could. So, we're up in the air. Hopefully first class passengers are getting some nice complimentary drink and snack. And this flight, it's everybody, because we made everybody get on buses to get on the plane, because Memphis, as far as I know at least, doesn't have a terminal big enough for 787, although of course I could be severely wrong about this, but again, it's just fun. And hopefully Memphis does have a big enough terminal for 787, because that will mean that whether it's a American flight or some other airline, it'd probably be able to fly direct into Memphis from almost anywhere. But considering the proliferation that I've seen of Airbuses or Airbusi, regional travel in the U.S. is usually regional flights that I've taken have typically commonly been on Airbus 320s, 321s, Airbus 320s, I think. So that's OTA. Right. So again, Garden City after Wichita, and we are not that far away. We've been flying now for probably about the past hour, and we are inbound to Denver from Memphis. And basically, we've got a few things to do before we get there. Since we're up in the air, and since we're as far as we are, I think I'm going to go ahead and quick check. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch my radios over. So, here we go. We are officially at the point where the navs are set. I just need to make sure that my course is correct. Let's double check. If I am landing 16 center, let's pull up flight plan go again. Let's see. Denver's not reporting winds 170 knots, so southbound landing's a good thing. And let's localize our runway 16 left. It is 111.1 and 173. There we go. And I think the weather's changing right about now. And 173. There we go. Yeah, so we got the course set, so that should be good. That should be taken care of. 20 nautical miles to go before we get to Wichita. And that's about it. Checking, and it looks like Denver is still online. That's great. Although my eagerness may quickly change in case if Denver actually like butchers my plans to land 1/6 left and makes me land some other way or gives me a different arrival. But the beauty of that is if they do, I can just recalculate on the fly because I'm not really following I don't really have an FMC, so I just have to make new waypoints and do my thing. Okay, so looking good right now. Still looking good, I would say. 11 nautical miles, 454 knots ground speed. I think the winds are dying down a bit. That's great. So not much else going on except for the next waypoint, which we're almost hitting. Here we go. Punching Garden City and execute. And if I didn't know any better, I would say the sun's starting to hang lower and lower over the horizon. I tried to time the flight to potentially have a sunset scenario. That might still happen. Not 100% sure. 148 nautical miles to go before we get to Garden City, and then we have to fly the approach. The arrival. That might still be the case. Okay. Glad how much they cost. Okay, a little bit less than 140 nautical miles before Garden City. Then the pucker factor ensues, and you guys are going to hear a lot of noise coming from that sim. Because at this moment, there are no fewer than like 10 aircraft in airspace, maybe even more, way more on the ground at Denver International. So we have Denver approach, and we have Denver ground, so I think at least there's some separation of concerns. But I am going to be coming into that airspace maybe in the next, half hour? Hopefully I'll be able to get it nice and quick. And hopefully I will be able to get into runway 16 left, but we will see. I don't want to take too long to get in, which is why I'm still screaming down altitude. Well, I'm not going down yet, but blazing our over in Garden City, and we are just moving closer and closer and closer to that right-hand turn to start getting down the altitude for the approach, for the landing. Back. They're kicking it pretty consistent for the past maybe hour and a half. Say the past 45 minutes at least. I've just been dealing with stronger headwinds. Still cruising, plugging along at flight level 400. Thanks again for coming along tonight, guys. This is a flight from Memphis to Denver, and we are over the halfway point and a little bit over 100 nautical miles away from Garden City before we turn into the JAGGR3 arrival to go in. take off for today's flight around a simulated time of maybe 2 o'clock. But what's that? I think we took off closer to 2:30 p.m. sim time, and it's about 4 p.m. Which one? So, when last we checked in, I was flying at a fairly rapid rate of speed towards Garden City. Garden City is literally going to be the last waypoint before I begin my foray into Denver airspace. We are flying into Denver to get to the Denver International Airport. And we're flying the JAGGR3 arrival. I am on the VATSIM network, and pretty soon I'm going to be coming into Denver airspace, squawking, doing the usual VATSIM pilot things to land, and hopefully having a more enjoyable experience today with regards to things like texture loading, auto-gen, seeing other pilots in the vicinity, and the whole nine. I will take what I can get. I would very much like to have a nice, pleasant experience on the way down. We'll see what we have. So, let's see how far away are we right now. We are a little bit over 55 nautical miles away from Garden City. Now, once we get to Garden City, we are not to be continuing straight. We're going to go direct to KISS. going to be turning direct to KISS and heading 285. And the little arrow that could on my moving map display is inching closer and closer. KISS is literally a waypoint just on the other side of Denver airspace. And stuff's looking halfway decent down there. Not a lot to look at in terms of just the fact that I'm up at 40,000 feet. And we've been at this for a little while. Speak outside again. That's the general direction we're going to be going in. And eventually, clouds are going to load. Not clouds, mountains are going to load. In the meantime, that's the land below. This is how much distance we have before we get to Garden City. And then basically, once we get to that point, we're going to be probably beginning our descent. They'll tell me to descend via the SID because the SID has like altitudes, minimum and like, you know, total altitude. I guess I call them total, but basically like minimum, maximum altitudes to be at for most of the waypoints. So hopefully that will make things easier on them and me. We will see what happens though. And again, if everybody that's still watching us live, thanks so much for hanging around. We are definitely past the halfway point. We're almost in the home stretch even. So, if I zoom out and take a look at the whole map, we're definitely pretty close to starting the final third. We took off pretty quick out of Memphis and climbed just at this like great steep angle to flight level 180 and then pitch down for speed, and we've been blasting out here ever since. But such is life at 40,000 feet. Contact Denver Center once I turn direct to KISS. Once I get past Garden City, we'll see what they do. If I turn and get settled and I get set, then we will see what Denver Center has us do. I don't want to step on any toes. What's up? Okay, there we go. Okay, 17 nautical miles before we get to Garden City, and then I will try turning direct to heading 285 to KISS. It almost seems like stupendously silly to say that, having said that as many times as we have, but we are quite literally hitting our stride and coming into what I think is the final third of the trip as we get ready to approach and land at Denver International via the JAGGR3 arrival. This has been probably about an hour and a half in the making now. Well, probably about an hour and a half of flight time. Okay, so pretty much once we get inside of 5 nautical miles, I can start making that turn to 285. I'll lock in my heading bug now. And now we'll start turning to 285 slowly. Off to one side, but if the winds are coming from the west at 5-6, I have a feeling it'll probably blow me a little to the right of the actual path for the waypoints. Just for the sake of staying cool, we'll set this to 290 for now. And like I said, you guys are going to start hearing some noise pretty soon. So we're pretty well established. Let's double check the things. Okay, so this is really weird because I don't see anything for Denver Center. So it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that either they're offline or that they're gonna pop on, you know, catch me off guard, spook me a little bit, give me a frequency to tune, and then we'll begin the dance. So let's go ahead and double check the radar. Ah, there we go. That will be the reason why. Denver Center is officially offline. I was literally, and I mean literally, miles away from Denver airspace, and they went offline. Oh well. So much for Bats and Follies in the Rocky Mountain State. It's okay. That's okay. I'm a big boy that can fly my own arrival. I can also speak into the microphone pretty loudly. So, let's go ahead and tweak. Okay, so since I'm coming in, let's just make sure people know I'm coming in. So, Denver traffic. American 856 heavy. Inbound runway 16 left. Right, so at this point, what are we gonna do? We are in the JAGGR3 arrival, and JAGGR is like 5 some odd waypoints away at flight level 300. So let's go ahead and begin our descent. First thing we're going to do is slow up to 460 knots. And begin our descent to 30,000 feet at 1,200 feet per minute. Maybe 480 knots would be fine. Turn to 294 and see how we are. Let's track to 298 and see how good we are. So we've got Dylan, Bowie, and JAGGR. Bonus points if you're picking up the references, the music references. Into the stream, and we have begun the JAGGR3 arrival, and we are inbound to Dylan from KISS. Dylan and Bowie don't have any restrictions for altitude or for airspeed. Dan, I think we're going to need to be at 250 knots once we get down there, but that's going to be between flight level 220 and 17,000, so that's a bit of a drop from here. And I don't think we're close. That's like another 100 nautical miles out. Alright, let's tune back in a little bit. 290. Maybe 30, 40 minutes. Restrictions for airspeed on my arrival are regulations, like things that the airlines follow. I think I'm going to see if I can actually get us in a little bit earlier because of the fact that we dealt with headwinds. So I'm going to green light us for a accelerated arrival into to Denver. Seems like I'm the only person that's really said anything on Unicom all night. That's weird. Did an okay job at descending. Has flown from Memphis to Denver in real life. I mean, I would imagine a flight from further east would probably take longer than 2 hours, maybe 3.5 hours or 4, but I'm not sure. Alright, deviating a bit to the left, so let's turn back to 295. Winds are changing to 271 at 45 knots. So the wind's dying down. I think we're getting faster. No, we're still not. Again, first restriction is an altitude restriction. It's JAGGR at flight level 300. We're going direct to Dillon, and then Bowie, and then JAGGR. So we should definitely be down altitude by then. Matter of fact, you could probably slack the descent rate a little bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, not that far out now. I think I'm picking up more ground detail now than I was before. Okay, like I said, I'm starting to pick up mountains in the distance. Also, like I said, that sun's starting to get lower, I think. So we're not that far out now. Of course, that's what I've been saying for the past 45 minutes. Alright guys, if you just tuned in, I am on the stretch of a flight from Memphis to Denver in the Tengu Developer Studios Boeing 787-900 Dreamliner in the American Airlines livery. This is DigiDriver alongside the beautiful Mrs. DigiDriver. We are inbound to Denver International Airport, and we have been ripping across the Midwest in the face of fairly strong headwinds. So we have been probably enjoying some snacks, sipping on some good drinks, some nice OJ or apple juice, and getting ready to descend to, or finish descending to 300. After we get to JAGGR, which is about 2 waypoints away, we're going to head down to Lincoln and then Clapton, and let's adjust the heading to make sure we stay on course. I hope to fly routes like this someday in a business jet, like a Gulfstream or a Learjet or a Phantom 300. They're pretty good, pretty spacious. But obviously there's a lot to account for when you're flying in a plane like that in the real world. You obviously need to be very careful, very mindful, understanding what's at stake. Simulation we easily take for granted that we can make mistakes and walk away from the simulator. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm starting to feel it. I'm tired. Thankfully, we don't have much to go yet. We are at 300, and in a few moments we're going to start a descent to 17,000. So let's go ahead and put that in the box, in the altitude box anyway. I think I heard the phrase "in the box," and I think that refers to squawk codes. Let's start the descent to 17,000. And by the time we finish descending to 17,000, we'll be below that part where we usually tell people to put their seatbelts on, so I'm going to save us some time and tell them to do it right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. In preparation for landing, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in the upright and fully locked position. We'll be making a final pass through the cabin to pick up any service items and we'll be on the ground shortly.
And I dropped the airspeed down to 420 because as we drop past 270, I think that next level of overspeed monitoring is going to kick in. I need to be at 17,000 by Dan. Delta, I think it's, what is that? Delta Alpha November. Delta Delta. Okay, man, I'm hoping for good things when I get to Denver. Still dropping. Let's take a look mirror of the map. Clapton and Dan are pretty close together, so if I'm in a favorable spot when I get to Clapton, it should be good for Dan. I don't really drop down past 10,000 until I get to the ILS approach. So but I might take a break from streaming for a few days to get some stuff done. And I may have a way more relaxed streaming schedule when I get to the end of this month, where it may go entirely the other way too. So it's going to depend, I think, on where we are in the next few weeks because of pending surgery on my wife's Achilles tendon. So we are going to see where that stands, and that's going to control basically, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff for her because she's my wife and I got to take care of her. It's just how it works. So I'm not worried about streaming per se. Something that I do for fun and enjoy very much. But I also have a full-time job that pays the bills. So definitely want to make sure that I take care of my responsibilities as well as taking care of my family. And that may mean that there will be some more time between streams, unlike the past few days. So it depends. I mean, it could swing just as wildly in the other direction. Like I may actually have some free time that I take advantage of, that I use to my advantage to stream. But we'll see where we stand. Not worried about it right this instant, though. If you guys are joining, thanks for coming along. You're on the homeward stretch of a flight from Memphis to Denver. I am descending via the SID for the JAGGR3 arrival into Denver. And I'm going to be landing southbound, runway 16 left, and then taxiing to gate Alpha 35. So, pretty good right now. And we are at roughly 17,000. Let's go ahead and get the altimeter tuned. This is Denver weather. Altimeter is 3005. Okay, so altimeter 3005. There we go. Descent so far. So, altitude restriction for Ash is 15,000. Aram is That would be why, probably because I'm descending. I wonder why my engines got so quiet. Okay, so jam is going to be, what is it, 11,000? No, 13. Oh, okay. That's what I mean. Opry's going to be 11,000. Okay, and that is Denver International up ahead. We're not going to go direct in. We are going to turn final. Let's go ahead and start turning 353 now. And drop to 11,000 for Opry. Indicated airspeed 350. Let's drop that down drastically. Okay, so we're way to the left. Let's go ahead and turn even further. B010 to Wiki. Wiki to Rule, then from Rule to Sissy. And it's going to be a kind of over the top left turn to the waypoints for arrival. There we go, doing good. Let's start slowing way down. Winds are from the south, almost at 10 knots. So we're going to be facing a slight headwind for landing, which is great. I'm okay with that. Degrees of flaps, we are slowing way up. Okay, pretty good spot to be. We're slow, we're kind of pondering the landing here. I'm waiting for my textures to load. We got time. it says where I'm heading right now anyway. Over to GPS. Okay, I do believe that should be the actual ILSs. We should be fine. Purposely going to swing medium wide. India Lima Tango Tango for the ILS. And just one final notification. Denver traffic, American 856 heavy, turning final, runway 16 left. Okay, it's gonna be a nice wide turn. First to 270. Are not going to load because there's too many clouds or because I flew in too fast. The texture memory could be exhausted at this point. Still don't exactly know how all this works, but not worried about it at all. Just want to nail the landing. Still looking pretty good so far. So, we're just going to be 173. Let's go ahead and load landing here now. Landing gears down. Let's turn 173. So we're not doing too bad right now. Just about on the numbers for the localizer. Flaps are 20. slight crosswind. Okay, we are, I think, full flaps at this point. Slowing down a little bit more. I think we should be ideal here. This is going to be electronic pretty much down to like the last couple of miles. Alright, so okay, spoilers are armed. This is where we should be from an airspeed's perspective and glide slope. Looking real good. Textures are loading. I think RVGen's going to be coming back into view pretty shortly. I'm okay with this. I'm focused on the airport anyway. Trying to focus on the airport. Okay, 6 knots. Approach off, speed
Don't
off.
sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Higher
Don't
craft.
sink. Don't 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 sink.
Okay, and we're down. And we've got quite a bit of lag. Knots, that's okay. We'll take our time rolling off. Okay, we'll roll off the next taxiway. Clean up. Okay, so here we go. Set for traffic. 856 heavy vacated. 6 left. Taxi gate Alpha 35 via what? What will we have for runway for the airport? Sorry. So Alpha 35 is going to be so Foxtrot. Tell I think 3 ski. There we go. So we're down. Auto throttle disabled, flight directors off. I'm pretty sure that's the next turnoff. Should be right about here. Alright, here we go. See if I can get some help from get American Airlines to operate there. Slow down some. Looks like there's somebody already on the ground here. Check the map. It's right next to the kind of the hub, so I think that's A35 over there. There we go. there's Airport 2 right now. If we zoom in, we'll see him right over there. Wrapping up now, pulling into the gate. Didn't do bad. I thought we were going to get here later. Okay, but enough of that. Let's pay attention to Hellboy. And he should be able to get us home. Way up in front. Nope, he only dances if you nail the landing perfectly, so... Okay, before we do that, do we have anything? Actually, we do. Let's give it a shot. Give me a bit, Airport Homeboy. Open up the utilities, get shocks and ground power connected. Now we can cut the engines. Okay, I parked just a bit too far, but it could have potentially been a really good landing. It just, I'm always inconsistent on the, what is this? On the power applied when I land. But, all the same, the jetway's coming up. Let's go ahead and make sure we got stuff ready to go. Open up the main exit. No, that's not what I wanted to do. And that's kind of funny. Okay. So, while we're waiting for the catering service to actually come up, they are fortunately deboarding passengers.
Bye, have a good one. Bye.
So open up the sides.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you. Bye.
And let's go ahead and turn off
Have a good day.
taxi nav, beacon strobe, and wing lights. Get the cabin lights on.
Bye, have a good one.
And turn the logo off.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Okay, so let's make sure we shut down properly. Anti-ice and probeat off. Hydraulic pumps off. Lights are off. Engine switches back to ground.
Thank you. Good night.
Ground power is connected, so we can shut off the APU. Panel lights are off. And let's go ahead and shut off. Okay, so the rest of the stuff will shut off once we disconnect ground power. But I don't know how to do that, so I'm okay with things as is. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived after a little, actually over something like 2 hours and 10 minutes or so of flight time. Kind of impressive considering we were dealing with a headwind. Hey Brad. Hey man, good to see you. I'm glad that you guys were able to get as many flights as you got in today. I have just finished pulling in to Denver for the night, and we've deboarded, and for some reason I accidentally chose catering service when I came in, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pretend that they're actually taking trash out too, so we're good. It was a flight from Memphis to Denver. Published flight, I think it was Go Jet, flight number 4517. And basically this already happened. Yeah, this already took place earlier today, so good. We're in. I think we're parked for the night. And I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming along with me. I am DG Driver. I try to stream once or twice a week, maybe more, maybe less, depending on needs and requirements. And I, as you can tell, like FSX a lot. Hopefully, we will be able to continue bringing streams like this in the future, and maybe even better streams once I get my sim rig sorted out. I got a project to actually build a better PC for sim streaming. Right now I'm streaming on a Surface Pro 3, which I like very much, but the texture memory seems to get overloaded fairly easily. So let's go ahead and exit the online network. We're now officially offline, and I think I'm going to call this a stream. So, guys, thanks for coming along. Take care. Have a wonderful evening. Take it easy, folks. And welcome to Denver International. Take care, guys. Have a great night, and God bless you. Bye-bye.